Scott Lacey, the Sporting Chef. Brought to you by Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
So check this out. I was judging a chili competition in my hometown of Folsom, California. Yes, like the prison. And I had guys that got really mad at me. Now, I was only one of the judges, and there was also the crowd favorite, and the one that won had beans in it. And certain parts of the country, if you're so inclined, you're saying chili don't have no beans, right? Well, you know, my chili sometimes has beans and sometimes they don't have beans. You can use any kind of game meat to make chili. Today I've got venison, and I'm out of wild boar, so I'm just going to use some pork shoulder, and you can use it either ground or use it cubed. The face that I get from people all across the country when I do these consumer shows is they'll say, man, venison has that nasty kind of a muttony liver, and they make this face. Well, if your deer tastes bad, don't blame the deer. I'm going to start over here. I have my cast iron Dutch oven, Camp Chef cast iron Dutch oven, and I'm just going to start browning some cubed venison and some cubed pork shoulder. That's just vegetable oil. And what's cool about it, you can use the tougher cuts of meat. There's the pork shoulder, and there's the venison. You can use tougher cuts of meat, and because it's going to cook slowly, it's going to get very tender. Now, one of the things that I did with the venison, if you can tell by the little bit darker color, is I put it into my Smoke Pro. Camp Chef Smoke Pro pellet smoker and grill, and that's going to give it a little smoky flavor, a little aromatic essence. On my chili today, my chili that does happen to have beans, I'm using cubed venison and pork. You can grind it also, and it'll cook a little faster. The meat is browned. Don't do it to the next step like I'm doing here until the meat is brown, because then it's going to taste like boiled meat. You're not going to get that flavor. This, of course, has the smoky flavor that I put when I put the venison into the Camp Chef Smoke Pro. I have bell peppers, Anaheim peppers, pasilla peppers, and onions. And I'm just going to give that a few minutes until the onions are translucent. And now the onions are translucent. So I'm going to add some garlic. I don't want to add the garlic too early and burn it up. I've got garlic in there now. Over here, chili powder, cumin, and dried oregano leaves. This is just some coarse salt. Tomato salsa. Turn the heat down. And this is just going to soften everything up. I'll probably need to add a little more salsa in there. We'll see how the liquid develops as it cooks down. And then I'm also going to add some pinto beans. You can make your own beans, do the dried stuff. This is pinto beans out of the can. I left the liquid in there because if it's too thin, if it's too soupy, I can always thicken it with a little tomato paste. And another cool thing about adding beans to the chili is if you're short on venison, then you can have a little beans in there to stretch it out. High Mountain fajita seasoning actually makes your chili taste better. Let me give that a stir. And you can actually roast these peppers ahead of time to give them more flavor. You can put it Camp Chef grill box, brown them, just get them blistered all the way around, put it into a paper bag, and that will steam them so that the burnt skin comes off really easy. And I'm going to put cilantro into my chili. Some people, cilantro tastes like soap. Go ahead, Google it. Cilantro soap. I don't know why. It doesn't taste like soap to me. This is the chili. I like mine with a little bit of Tabasco and some cheese and some fresh cilantro that doesn't taste like soap. I mentioned that if you wanted to thicken it up a little bit, you can just put a little tomato paste in there. I think it's good just the way it is.